Are you facing the Royal Knight Loretta and struggling to survive? Don't worry, Tarnished. I've got you covered. In this guide, I'll break down her weaknesses and the best strategies to bring her down. So let's get started. And just like that, we have defeated Royal Knight Loretta.
I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down.
Before we jump in, if you enjoy boss guides and build breakdowns, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That way you never miss out on anything that I upload. Also, just a quick housekeeping note. If you're new to the channel, I always keep timestamps down below so you can skip ahead. But however, also as I always mention, if you do that, then you might miss some important details. So I recommend you stick it through till the end of the video. So the video breakdown for today's video is going to go similar to this. So first, I'm going to show you where to look and find this boss. Then I'm going to quickly show you the rewards that you get and why you're fighting this boss. Then I'm going to move into the strategy and give you some key points on that to keep in mind as we go through this. And then I'm going to show you my build, which covers my weapon skills, incantations, talismans, etc. And then I'm going to give you a quick brief demonstration of the boss fight, and we're going to wrap it up with a summary. So to find this version of Loretta, you are going to go to the northwest region of Lernia at the Carrion Manor, located here, or the Caria Manor, and you are going to start at the Manor upper level here. The rewards you get from defeating Loretta are Loretta's Great Bow and the Ash of War Loretta's Slash, and also 10,000 runes. So now let's talk about the strategy and how to deal with this phantom version of Loretta here at Caria Manor. I say phantom version because there are two versions of this particular boss. One of them is in the Hallig tree later in the game and is much more difficult to contend with. This one is the physical version. The one here at Caria Manor is the phantom version. Both of them have multiple moves that they use that you'll see as you're fighting. One of the physical version up in the Hallig tree, the harder one, has an additional move that one uses. You will not see that one in this video, and I'm not going to talk about it. The one here, though, at the Caria Manor has 4 different moves, and they are phase based. So when you get this character down halfway, you will transition into phase 2 and start to see some different moves. I, however, want to, I'm going to talk about it, but I want to preface this video with, I'm going to show you, but my build is set up in a way where I do not plan on seeing those phase 1 moves very much at all. So the first move in phase 1 is the Glint Blade Phalanx. Sorry, words are hard. And that move, you'll kind of see just Loretta kind of waves her hand or something and kind of an arc, and you'll see an arc of glint blade swords kind of floating above her, similar to the player's move. And as she comes towards you, those projectiles launch at you. They're easy, just dodge. The next move you'll see in both phase 1 and phase 2 is the Glintstone Stars. She'll kind of just wave the bottom of her weapon at you and shoots a projectile at you in phase 1, and then in phase 2 it just shoots multiples. That's the only difference between the phases. The third move you'll see, which is in phase 2, is her Loretta's Great Bow. She just pulls out a massive bow and shoots a projectile at you. This projectile, you'll notice, is pretty quick and can hit you pretty hard, and it moves pretty fast, and it also tracks you basically, but it can still be avoided if you time it correctly, no matter what type of build you're using. The last move you'll see Loretta use is her Slash move, and it's kind of like a 1-2 move where it's like a 2-hit melee combo. All you have to do for this one is just dodge twice to the right or towards her. Also, when we're talking about the strategy and how to defeat this particular boss, Loretta here, the Phantom version, there are 3 things you need to know in addition to the move types going into this battle so you can prepare your own build if you don't follow mine to the T. So the first thing you need to know is that because this is a Phantom version, this version is immune to all ailments. So anything that you're trying to do with Scarlet Rot or poison, just forget it. That only works on the physical version in the Haligtree area. So you should not even be worried about trying to incorporate that into this battle. The second thing you need to know is that this version relies heavily and uses a magic type. So your build needs to be set up for resisting magic type damage. The third and last thing you need to know going into this is that this version is or has a 0% resistance to lightning. So your build needs to be focused around a lightning build. And ironically, if you pay attention to this battle, this boss fight takes place in a pool of water, which in this game, if you'll see in the game, that when you use lightning in water areas, it causes more damage. The water physics on here, you will see the electricity react differently in the game compared to somewhere else that you would use that same attack. So just know that when you're trying to consider the strategy when fighting this boss. So jumping into my build portion of this video, I am not going to go into great detail like I've stated in previous videos on where to get these things, but I will leave that link down in the description to help you find these items. So for my weapon, I went with the great sword. It is a lightning variant because I've placed that lightning slash on this weapon. Like I stated in the strategy portion of this video, the Loretta here is very weak against lightning, so that's going to be pretty much the overall concept here, and that's what I've done with the great sword. For my other hand, I'll be using the gravel stone because this boosts dragon cult incantations, and I'm going to go over my incantations here in a second, but this is for that. Now for my armor, I went with what I could find that had the most magic resistance, and I came up with the Preceptor's big hat, Preceptor's long gown, gloves, and trousers, all from the Preceptor set. And you can see those values there are pretty high for the magic resistance. For my gear that I have the Ritual Sword Talisman for attack power, Godfrey Icon for enhanced spells and skills, and then I've got the Flock Canvas Talisman for increasing the potency of my incantations alongside that left-hand item that I'm going to be using here. And then I've got the Green Turtle Talisman for raising stamina recovery. That's going to be good for managing that stamina. I want to highlight my summon here specifically. This one was specifically chosen because this is a special type of summon that you can do here. He is an elemental type of summon, and he deals electric damage, and that's why I've chosen him. And for my wondrous physique, I've chosen the Strength Not Crystal tier, which gives me a boost to strength. And then I've got the Lightning Shrouding Crack tier for that extra lightning damage. Now for my incantations, what I've got here is Golden Vow to increase attack and defense. I use this pretty much on every boss in this game. I'm going to be using it on this one as well. Then I've got the Lightning Spear, which is good for throwing projectiles back at Loretta. And when you use that with the Gravel Stone, it's just going to increase the damage. And then I have Electro Charge. Now, this one just kind of puts electricity around your body and it doesn't form a shield, but it adds additional damage. This one is optional. I know some of you may not have the DLC, and I know this one comes from the DLC, but it will help you if you have it. So those are my incantations. All right, so now it's time to put this strategy into action. So we're going to go in here and trigger this battle with Loretta. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we've got everything set up the way we want it. I've got my left hand ready, my right hand ready, and I've got my summon, my Spirit Ash, ready to pull out. So first thing I'm going to do, as usual, is hit that Golden Vow to go ahead and get that extra damage going. And then I'm going to get my Dragon Knight there ready to summon. We're just going to run in here, summon him real quick as soon as we're prompted, pull him out. Then we're going to drink our physique, try not to get hit in the process. Go ahead and do that. Then we are going to hit that Electro Charge. Gonna go ahead and get my stamina back. And then I'm just gonna run over here and try and do, oh, hold on. Go ahead and hit my Lightning Strike. Then I'm gonna go over here and try and hit Loretta as many times as possible. just like that, we have defeated Royal Knight Loretta. So now it's time to wrap things up in the video, and that concludes this video, gentlemen. So just to recap and go over what we kind of talked about. First, I showed you where to find this boss. Then I showed you the rewards. And then I went over the strategy and those key points. And then I went over my build to show you how I had this set up. And then I showed you the actual fight so you could see it in action for yourself. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and you got something out of this. Hopefully it's helping some of you, because I know Elden Ring is a very difficult game. Like I said earlier on, this boss is probably the easier variant of the two. But if you've got any of your own methods that you'd like to share in the comment section, please do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like I said. And once again, Winks out.